Stupid game, stupid ball, stupid stick things. Who would ever play this thing? There it is. Oh. There's a railway running through this golf course. There's a railway that goes that way, and the railway that goes that way, and up there looks like there's a path going through the undergrowth, so I don't need that anymore. Let's go and explore. This has not been used for some time. All of the flangeways back there are filled up, and the sleepers look a little bit knackered, and we have some stuff growing in it. It definitely goes up there, and there's a gap up ahead that it goes through. Now this is 2-foot gauge, I'm pretty sure. In fact, I'm almost certain it's 2-foot gauge. And it appears to be abandoned. I mean, there's a lot of rust built up over these rails, so nothing has run along this in some time. Now, I don't actually know where this goes, how long this, I mean, this could well just end at where the path is, because I can't see the rails anymore. On the other hand, they could be totally overgrown. Now, something like this though is quite exciting. As a railway enthusiast, finding a railway that's abandoned is always quite exciting, and finding one that you didn't expect to find, and that's even more. And there's obviously one thing that one has to do if one finds an abandoned railway, and that's go for a walk and find out where it goes, because you don't know what you might find. Generally, it's nothing. You just go for a bit of walk and go, oh, there's a bit of history. But we always dream that we might find something like, you know, a wagon, a locomotive, or a building. So, it's getting a bit thick. In fact, if you stumbled across this bit here, you would never even know there was a railway at all, as the grass and the nettles and everything grow up around it. And occasionally underfoot I can just feel a sleeper, and occasionally get a little bit of rail just pops through. But it's all very well camouflaged. Very camouflaged indeed. Now, this is clearly not very well looked after, because the sleepers, this is all rotten. I can feel it's rotten. There's grass growing in it. And a big problem we have with wooden sleepers is that you have the ballast around it to help the drainage, so that the sleepers that are wooden don't sit in water. Here they seem to be surrounded by grass and soil, so they will have totally 100% sat in water, which is not a particularly good way for them to be. So rotten, and if anything is ever to run here again, at least carrying passengers, it will probably need replacing. It's quite thick. Now, it's a totally different kind of league to say explorers who are finding America and going into the Amazon. But for me, this is kind of like the same level, exploring and finding a railway. Especially a railway that actually goes for some distance, because I thought this was going to end as soon as it hit these bushes. But here we go. Now, as a little boy, there are lots of stories, including like the famous railway series books, that involve finding railways and finding locomotives, and it's always been that dream of mine to end up finding a railway. So to be here now, there's kind of that little boy inside of me going, oh, what might we find? The answer is a lot more railway than I actually thought there was going to be. I thought this was going to be quite short. But it keeps on going. Oh, what we have up ahead is, well, apparently more railway. What else do we find? It still goes, spiky. Ooh. It's a check rail here. We've got 2 rails here, so this could have been a crossing or perhaps a curve. I'm not really sure. It's all very overgrown still. And this has been, I don't know, not much, maybe an 1/8 of a mile of track so far. And it's all very abandoned. Oh, it curves. What's up here? There's points up ahead here. It curves round. Oh no! I thought this was a point. No, this is a crossing out of the undergrowth. And another level crossing here, which has not been used in. Obviously, when the flanges come through this, they would cut a groove. So there's been stuff moving over here, but nothing through here for a while, because they've just filled the sides up. You would never know there's a railway disappearing off there. There's obviously someone's used behind us as a footpath as kind of a groove, but through there, you'd never know there was a railway. Where does this go? That's what I want to know. Oh! Wow, look at this. The size of the thorns on that. The railway disappears into just a spinney of trees. Oh, points. We have got points. No. Oh. Oh. Oh, it works. Oh, that's hugely enthused. Oh, there's a station. I'm gonna hop a fence. I thought this looked. Oh god, that looks really sketchy. Oh god. I am graceful. Oh, there's no metal this. I don't know how I'm getting back over there. Oh well. So, what do we have here? Oh, that's the most interesting thing, is we have found a train. Their skip wagons, what's being put on them is hideous, and it looks like they're made for a child's play area, but underneath that's a skip wagon. That might be a skip wagon or an ammunition wagon base, I don't know. It's a long skip wagon, the wheels further apart. Don't know, definitely skip wagon. And we're at the Alford Valley Railway, and this is strange. Oh, I know what this is. This is a Lister loco. Oh, it's with an exposed gearbox, no less. Well, clearly that has not run in some time, that's evident. So this, I think, was put aside, looking at it, because the track's not connected there, to be some kind of child's play area thing. What we do have is quite a nice looking platform. Oh, this gives quite a good overview of what we've got here. So this looks like this used to be a mainline platform, a standard gauge full-size railway, and that a railway has come in, the narrow gauge railway has come in to use the same facilities. And this all looks actually in remarkably nice condition. You got, yeah, slightly forgotten about, unkempt maybe, but everything's, you know, we've got grass growing, weeds growing on the sides. Everything on here looks really nice. Oh, in fact, look at this. We've still got the chalkboard on the sign for when the trains were last running. It doesn't say when it was, just says first trains was 12, last train's 4. Times to the park, so it ran to the park, so this is obviously one end of the line. Is it? Oh wow, there's a little station office area there. Everything's locked, I suppose that makes sense. And the railway carries on. Oh, the railway does go. I thought that was the end. I thought that was just a run-round loop, but the railway seems like it curves round there. I've never seen this done on a railway before. This is a swimming pool steps. So what's happened here is the track bed has been raised up to take a narrow gauge railway. So let's go along here. I wonder what's further up this line. Generally, if it's just a head shunt, the line will be straight, it won't curve round bushes which are over there. So let's go further into the undergrowth and see what we can find. Oh, this is all the remains of some infrastructure, I'm not sure what. Looks vaguely service-like. In fact, oh! This curves round. This is a turntable, what it was. You can just see a stone there. That would have been the edge. Yes. This would have been a... It's a turntable pit. So this would have been a station with a turntable. Not a big turntable for big engines, but still a turntable nonetheless. And there's another point here. I want to see if this works. Does this work? It did not. It wants to work, but the link's loose. Never mind. Another point there. This is a retaining wall, so this would have been a turntable arrow. Oh! Oh! There's a shed. Oh, there's a shed. Oh, wow. Oh, there's more points. Oh, wow. These are old. Oh, it does. Oh, more working track. I love these kind of points with the weight. So this is the point to a shed. Oh, wow, shed. More pointless. Where does this go? Nope, nothing. Oh, this is really weird. We've gone from being relatively heavy rail there to super lightweight rail here. Oh, and then back to heavy here. Oh, wow. Oh, well, this is totally over and nothing's been up here for... Oh, oh. Oh. Where we go? Oh, there's a wagon over here. Oh. The remains of what was a wagon. Oh, it's a wagon just with some rail on it. I imagine this has been here for... This looks like it's been here for... Oh! Oh, it moves. Oh, let's push it. Let's go this way and make something actually move on this railway. Oh, there's too much rolling resistance from stuff. Oh, it's not rolling resistance, it's uphill. No wonder. It's one of the wonderful things about railways. It's got so much weight that generally it will still run through this. Oh, let that roll away. I wonder if it's actually sunk down into a lip there. Wait, there's a shed. Everything's dark and it's all misted up. I wonder if there's any way that we can get in. Yeah, that's not a steam engine. Shut that, stop it blowing on the wings. That's some fake. Oh, there were lights in here. Well, there's no chance these are okay. No way. Well, that is something else. I did not expect lights to work in here. Well, this is a replica, well, rebuild. Oh, it's an Allen Keith, so this is going to be relatively modern. In fact, the plate says it's 2001, so that's actually quite new. It's a replica imitation steam engine. It's got rods on the side with the fake cylinders and pistons. Nice big brass dome. As a railway enthusiast, I look at this and think it's a little bit of an abomination. It's a nicely done abomination, but it's not something that I'd get excited about. What have we got here? Well, that's frankly a lie. That's not going to work. So obviously this was made for the Alford Valley line. She's called James Gordon, and that's frankly all I can tell you. I don't know much about Allen Keiths, apart from they've made quite a few engines for things like this. What on earth is that? That is quite horrendous. This is, I have no idea, this frames look like a simplex. Oh, it is a simplex controls. This is a motor rail simplex like the ones that I've reviewed previously on the channel. And I suspect rather that this came about by somebody saying, I'd like you to make a steam engine case for my locomotive. And whoever's making it went, sure, what does that look like? And they went, well, it's got a big round bit for a boiler, and there's a chimney on top of that, and there's another bit on top of that, a bit like a small chimney, and then it's got a whistle. And they went, well, I don't know about making a whistle, I can make a bell. And they went, yeah, that would do. And they went, so, but it's got kind of, I don't know, like things like cupboards on the side. And they went, yeah, I can make that. And this is what they've come up with, which is frankly hideous. Absolutely an abomination. Wow. Their frames have cracked on that in a big way. I mean, those are some big welded patches on, but I have never seen a crack like that on a locomotive. That looks, what's in here? Genuinely interested by what would be hidden under what should be a water filler tank. I have no idea. That was just a black hole full of gears and cogs and drive shafts and weird things. Now, things like that I think are weird and I don't like. This I just think is sad. You've got a really nice simplex locomotive. That's staying there. And you've just turned it into something horrible. I mean, obviously it's very much for children, but so you've got a mirror on it so the driver can see what's going on the train. That is nasty. And then we've got this lot. So I have no idea where these carriages came from at all. This one looks quite nice. The woodwork in it looks pretty good. It's got a floor. That one looks that looks like the older coach. This looks like a newer coach. So there is a lot of stuff in here, and there's very much a smell of dampness in the air. That's a steam pump. I have no words for this. That's remarkable, and remarkable in a very bad way. That is 2 trailers off a car connectors on a piece of, that's a very strange way. Apparently we've got air brakes linking everything, so it was working as a train. And then what is this? This looks like this used to be a tram, or at least it's in a tram style. It's that move. The suspension on that is very not right. That is very unpleasant. Deeply, deeply unpleasant, in fact. But that's beautiful. Then, hello. This is proper. Hidden away. This is what my dreams have been made of, finding something like this. It's a little simplex, a little motor rail simplex, and it's absolutely filthy. But it's how it should be. It's been, well, kind of how it should be. That is not a proper, that window off the front looks like it's come off a bus. I don't know much about buses, but it definitely looks like a bus window. You've got a little slider up there. This is very, very strange. These are not the right doors for this. But yes, a little simplex. This is all more or less as it should be. It's obviously got air tanks fitted to it, or at least a compressor so it can make air brakes. That's gorgeous. What a lovely. I have literally always dreamed of finding a shed like this and finding an abandoned locomotive, and that right there. It's even got the sanders still fitted. These are quite uncommon to find on these things still. So yeah, we've reviewed a couple of things like this on the channel, but this is dream level territory, guys, to find something like this abandoned. Oh, right at the back of shit. So I get the feeling that the 2 at the front were possibly the ones that ran the service, because they're kind of all painted up with the railway's name. This one at the back of the shed kind of almost feels like it was the works engine, or if it was abandoned, the fact it's right at the back. And then we've got a door into darkness. What? I can see nothing in here. Oh, hello. Ooh. Oh, that's a soft floor. Oh, this is really eerie. This doesn't feel like a railway that was closed down and they knew they were ending. This feels like they were told not to come back tomorrow. There's manuals and instructions left out just everywhere. There's Bendix. This is Bendix something. Left out on the... So everything's left out. Like, this isn't a company that shut down. This is people who were working on something one day and just didn't come back to work. The tools aren't all put back. You kind of, you know, the horror stories of people like in Chernobyl and other kind of places where there's been massive natural disasters and people just didn't come back. This is the same kind of feeling. Obviously not as bad, but it's got the same kind of spookiness to it of just everything was left in situ. That's really, really strange. I wonder if they weren't told they weren't coming back to work. Another one of these weird couplings. Worn brake linings, brake shoes. This is very strange. I cannot believe the electricity works in here.
Having left the shed, I've returned to the platform here at Alresford. Now, the original railway turned up here in 1859, which makes it a really early railway in the north of Scotland, and this ran until 1960, where it was shut down and disappeared. The narrow gauge actually turned up in about 1980, and it started about a mile away in a park which is over that way somewhere, and the railway eventually extended and came back to Alresford in 1984, and then it continued to run a service all the way up to 2017. Yes, I know it doesn't look like it's only been shut for a few years, but all of this can happen if you don't maintain and look after your railway. It's amazing really, and it's a little bit scary. The main reason for it closing was a lack of manpower to stay on top of all the maintenance needed to keep something like this alive, with closure being the only real option to the small band of volunteers, which is a crying shame. There's this lovely new station building, different to the original as that was granite, but there are no trains to serve it. But all is not lost. The Alresford Valley Community Railway Society has formed to try and save the railway here, and they are going to try to recover all of this, relay a lot of the track and return a service to the entire length of the line. So if you'd like to see trains return here and to help out a fledgling society to try and bring a railway back from the brink, there's a link to their website so you can help make a real difference to the group. And who knows, if they do, maybe I can come back and drive a train here. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know if you've enjoyed this adventure of me indulging my fantasy of finding a railway in the comments. And if you've enjoyed this, how about clicking over here for one of my railway videos up here in Scotland, or down here for another one of our railway adventures. Thanks for watching, and let's hope this railway can come back.